Greetings, Helldivers! Welcome to the second edition of Loadouts that are aimed at solo diving. Now, this is my 6th or 7th video on loadouts, so there's only so many conventional loadouts that you can make in this game, and the majority of them I've already shown you in my previous works. Therefore, we will inevitably delve deeper and deeper into the unhinged territory. However, no matter how crazy my loadouts will get, they will still provide the most important thing, which is having fun. So without further ado, let's see what I've got for you today. A loadout for a solo dive on the Terminate front will be based around the B8 Light Gunner Light Armor. This has a really simple passive but a really effective one. You get the light armor speed but medium armor protection, and I think that is a beautiful combo for a Terminate front. The primary weapon for our bug solo dive will be a Stoker submachine gun, which is basically two weapons in one. You get a decent submachine gun and a flamethrower, both really effective against Terminates. And that extra firepower is always useful when you have to deal with everything alone. Ultimatum will be our secondary and our main anti-tank option. A Thermite will serve as our secondary support anti-tank option. One of the main things that you have to deal constantly on the Terminate front are bug breaches, and there is nothing that deals with them better than the orbital napalm barrage. Our second stratagem will be a controversial one because it is a weapon that some people absolutely love, some people absolutely hate: the belt-fed grenade launcher. I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely love this thing, and on the Terminate front, it is simply amazing. The belt-fed grenade launcher alone can deal with an entire bug breach, and in pair with napalm barrage, nothing will simply get a chance to get close to you. Also, we will use it as our main tool to close bug holes. In addition, given that you hold all of the resupplies for yourself while solo diving, it is highly unlikely that you will run into a problem of ammo shortage. Movement and speed are really important factors for me while diving on the Terminate front, especially alone. Therefore, my third pick for this loadout will be the fast recon vehicle. Guys, if you still haven't figured out driving in Helldivers 2, I highly recommend you to do it, because when you actually learn how to properly drive this thing, it becomes insanely effective. First of all, you spend much less time walking from objective to objective. Also, you get the additional firepower because the FRV has a heavy machine gun on board, which is on its own a really powerful weapon. And in general, you just become inaccessible for your enemies. To finalize the build, we are taking a Gatling Sentry, which is my favorite sentry for the Terminate front. It will take care of all the small and medium enemies, while you can concentrate with your belt-fed grenade launcher on chargers, bile titans, impalers, and dragon roaches. I would suggest a vitality enhancement or experimental infusion booster to increase your chances of surviving enemy encounters even further. Now, I almost cannot believe that for the bot solo dive, I do not advise you to go sneaky stealthy, because that's exactly what I do 90% of the time. However, today we will base our bot solo dive loadout on the B1 Tactical Medium Armor. Just like in the previous loadout, this armor increases the armor rating from medium to heavy, while letting you keep some of the maneuverability and speed of the medium armor. The primary weapon for this loadout will be the Accelerator Rifle, which is a gun I myself started using quite recently, and let me tell you, it is insanely powerful. It requires some training to actually get used to it. However, when you do, you become a menace. It deletes almost anything on the bot front in a single burst. We keep the Ultimatum as our secondary because Hulks, War Striders, Factory Striders, all of those things require something really, really powerful. And we will keep Thermite as our throwable. You can never go wrong with these two. The first two stratagems that we take with ourselves to our bot front solo dive will be the Orbital Laser and the 500 kg bomb. This is by far my favorite pair in the entire game, and I use them mainly to clear medium and heavy enemy outposts. It is also my favorite way of dealing with the fortresses. To increase the fun factor of this build, the third stratagem that we take with us will be a breaching hammer. This weapon is absolutely insane, one of my favorite things in Helldivers 2. 1 taps Hulks, 2 taps War Striders, 4 taps Factory Striders, and it is a freaking hammer. Now you wanna be bonking non-stop, don't you? So the best pair for our hammer is the supply pack, which is the most universal stratagem in the entire game. Just like in the previous loadout, I would suggest to increase our survivability even further with either a vitality enhancement or experimental infusion booster. Now, it wouldn't be me if I didn't try to enforce stealth, at least to some extent, upon you. Therefore, our Illuminate solo loadout will be based around the Shadow Paragon light armor. My favorite primary to carry against the squids is the Purifier. Do I really have to explain this one? We keep Ultimatum as our secondary. However, for a throwable on the squid front, I prefer the Giga Grenade. I find it to be a little bit more effective because it works instantly, and that is really important against the squids, who love to overwhelm you with their numbers. These days, mobility has become increasingly important on the squid front. Therefore, the first stratagem that we pick will be the Jump Pack. Now, you might go with the Warp Pack, however, me personally, I prefer Jump Pack. I don't know, I just prefer it more, and you can jump ridiculously far with this thing if you go out of a cliff or a building or stuff like that. Our main utility weapon against the alien ships, as well as an additional crowd control tool, will be the grenade launcher. The last 2 stratagems will be a Gatling Sentry and a Laser Sentry, which recently has become my favorite pair of sentries in the game. You place Gatling Sentry to deal with small to medium enemies, and you use your Laser Sentry to deal with everything else. Just remember to place your Laser Sentry a bit further away from what you are trying to kill with it. That way, it will live much longer and kill more enemies. Just like with the previous loadouts, for this one, again, I would suggest using the Experimental Infusion or the Vitality Enhancement Booster. And this wraps it up for today, guys. I honestly cannot believe the amount of enthusiasm that you show with these loadout videos that I do for you. The popularity of this stuff gives me an idea that somebody actually finds it useful, and that makes me really happy. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching this far. As always, please like, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you in the next one.